All right, to get some explanation concerning what transpired as you saw in that report, let's get across to Jesse Manza, who is the Public Relations Officer for FCT Police Command. Good morning, Mr. Manza, and thank you for joining us this morning. Could you tell us, because...
Good morning, sir.
Right, the group says the FCT Police Command arrested them. Why did you do that?
Well, they were, in the first place, let me just take the record straight. There was no arrest. They were only invited to the command, and after being briefed by the Commissioner of Police, they were asked to go. There was no arrest in any way.
All right. If you say they were invited, now we saw in that report how Dr. Ezekwesili says that, and we also saw the physical barrier put in by the police authorities. Did you tell them that they were invited or they are supposed to come with you or with the police to the police command?
Like I said, the barrier you saw there, there's a ministerial ban in FCT, and that confines all professions to the Unity Fountain. And that was actually why we saw the barrier, to avoid them going outside that very point. But where we had the infraction was some members of the group broke through the barrier. And the best we could do was to invite some of them to the command headquarters, so that they could have an interaction with the city, and for the city to actually brief them on why we're actually accompanying them to the Unity Fountain.
Was there a prior communication to the group that they needed to come to the police station for briefing before they proceeded on that march?
Sorry, I didn't get you, please.
Was there a prior communication from FCT Police Command to this group before they proceeded on that march?
The issue of confinement to possession is not even it's not even emanating from the FCT Police Command. It's a ministerial ban that restricts all possessions and protests to the Unity Fountain. And the Unity Fountain will provide all the security needed for the people to do whatever they want to do at that very point, then dispatch. So it's not the issue of the FCT Police Command.
So how then do you interpret what Dr. Obi cited there in the Constitution, where they've got freedom of association and movement, and without necessarily breaking any law? It was a peaceful march, a peaceful move. What law and order were you anticipating or suggesting they were going to break, so that there's a ban?
This one, it doesn't infringe on the right of anybody. Let's not forget that those who are going on possession have a right, and other citizens also have a right too. And the whole thing is just to ensure that there's no infraction at any given point.
Okay, so when they were then taken to the police station, what were they told? Because she said, that's what we read here, there was no charge, no reason given by the police.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello? Hello? Hello?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. So when they got to the police station, what charge or what did the police tell them?
Like I told you, the Commissioner of Police came personally to them and met the Professor Obi and our group. He addressed them and represented the fact that all that is being done is for their own safety and protection, and there's nothing attached to it. And he now asked them that they are free to go. They are actually not under arrest. He briefed them, and after which he asked them, they asked them to go. It was not an arrest. It was just an invitation, just for a briefing with the Commissioner of Police, after which he asked them to go.
All right, so let's get this.
And they left the command.
Now, today, if they were to go on that procession or march or protest again today, what will be wrong with that?
We don't have any problem with them going out to do a procession. But the key thing is, why they are doing it, they should appreciate the fact that other citizens also have right to free movement. And that's why we are saying this thing should be confined to the Unity Fountain, so that, one, they will get all the security covering they need. But let's not forget, we've been giving them security cover for quite some time. So anytime they have their briefings, they have been available, the police have been on ground to provide them security protection. And we'll continue to do that. But we are also appealing to the group that whatever they will do, let them do within the Unity Fountain, because individuals who are having a criminal like these people with criminal intentions will break into the ranks of this group and perpetrate mayhem, which will also not lead to the benefit of this group. So we'll definitely provide them security, but we are accusing them to also operate under the abyss of the law.
Okay, let me understand you. You said they have to stay within the Unity Fountain. So if you could eliminate the noise in the background, we'll appreciate it a great deal.
Sorry.
Yeah, so if they leave the Unity Fountain peacefully, would they have broken any law?
Well, what I would say is, I'm just taking this as more of an appeal for them to restrict their movement, to restrict their protest and their procession, and whatever they want to do, they give it to Unity Fountain. I will assure them of full security cover.
Now, do you have any security reports whatsoever that if they leave the Unity Fountain, there could be breach or violation of the law? I'm sorry, breach of law or something.
Pardon?
Do you have any security reports such that if they leave the Unity Fountain peacefully, that something will go wrong?
Well, I think the principal thing is, let's do what is right and that is good for the benefit of all of us.
Because people are really concerned that the manner in which you invited them to the station leaves so much to be desired. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
Good. People are really concerned because of the manner in which you said that you invited them when people thought that you actually arrested them, and the BBOG group did say that you arrested them. But let's go with what you said. If you are inviting them and you are keeping them for hours, does that not go against the modus operandi of an invitation?
The clear thing is, it was a meeting. And let's not forget, when you invite someone for a meeting, right, you come to address the person. But the senior officers are on ground to talk with them. Then the commissioner of police himself left his office to meet them at the point where they are, to brief them and tell them the whole thing was not done with any intention, but it was actually done to make them understand that we are doing this thing for their own. The command is doing it for their own safety, for their own good, and not there's no ulterior motive attached to it. So basically, there was no arrest. It was just an invitation.
What do you plan to do today?
Pardon?
What do you plan to do today?
Carry out our policing activities as expected of us, and as provided for in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
So, in line with that, are you still going to be watching over the BBOG group?
Our duty is to protect lives and property. So we are not just confined to just protecting one person. Our responsibility in the FCD Police Command is to ensure that all residents are protected and people go about their local businesses without any form of fear or apprehension.
Okay, so now you're at a point where you have that civic responsibility to protect this group if they have to move out from the Unity area where they are and proceed to wherever they want to go to.
Protection is our responsibility, but everything that needs to be done must be done within the ambit of the law, and also we should also put other forces into consideration.
Okay, when you say everything has to be done within the ambit of the law, the BBOG group says they have freedom of movement. So if they decide, and my colleagues asked the question earlier, but you didn't answer that. If they decide, hello, in line with the Constitution, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, in line with the Constitution that guarantees freedom of movement, if they decide to leave the Unity Fountain peacefully, would you be restricting their movement in any way?
Our duty is to protect life and property. We will perform our duty as a civil authority.
So would you be restricting their movement if they decide to leave the Unity Fountain peacefully?
We will decide our duty as a civil authority.
What did you say, sir?
I said we will discharge our duty as a civil authority.
What is your duty in this case?
To protect life and property.
So
and we will also give consideration to other citizens too.
So you will protect them as they move along the road peacefully without restricting them?
As much as possible, we will do everything it takes to provide them with protection, but we also enjoy them, to restrict their activities to the Unity Fountain, which they have been doing before now.
Is the FCT Police Command under instruction to prevent them from protesting to the villa?
Yes, this is not the issue of instruction. It's the issue of what is our own duty as a law enforcement agency. Our duty is to protect life and property, and that is what we are doing. It's drive from the Constitution.
Yeah, you haven't told us what law will be violated or what security threat they will constitute if they were to leave the Unity Fountain peacefully.
No, don't forget, I did tell you that this one, the procession can be hijacked by individuals.
Can be
but
hijacked.
Persons who are not a part of them to also create the problem, just not even for the other citizens, but even to them themselves. And we are saying it's much more easier for us if they combine their activities to the Unity Fountain, and we'll provide them with the desired security provisions, all the security provisions they need. We've been doing this before now, and we'll continue to do it.
Okay, but if this were to be a group protesting in support of the president, would you restrict them to a particular place?
Sir?
If this group were in support of the presidency, would you be restricting them to a particular place?
Before now, we've always gone out to tell members of the public, and like there is in the ministerial ban, that all professions should be confined to Unity Fountain, and we've been doing it to all groups. So it's not the issue of any particular interest. The key thing is for the general good of all.
You know, we're asking this because there appears to be a pattern here that the FCT Police Command prevents anti-government protests, because we've seen similar scenario with, I think,
We Don't Do group.
Yeah, that group. And so now it's happening again. And then there are those who say, but if this were to be a group in support of the presidency, the FCT Police Command will provide security for the procession and not restrict them to a particular place.
We would always, hello?
Go ahead.
Hello? Yeah. Our duty is to protect lives and property. And we'll do it to every group. It doesn't have any attachment to it. All we need to wear a professional course, and we'll always operate as a professional institution.
We'll try and see if we could, we'll keep trying to get across to Dr. Obiese and find out what's going on. But we appreciate you talking to us, Mr. Jesse Manza, the FCT Public Relations Officer.